Another episode of No Location. But this time, I'm not going to talk about anything besides what is happening. I know some of you are aware that my ex-wife called the cops on me because I went for my kids. And when the cops came, obviously they told her that, hey, there's no way you can call the cops on the father of the children, for anything. For getting them, because apparently he called them and telling them that he's support of her missing kids, and her children has been kidnapped, and she suspects that the father kidnapped them. I know, yeah, right. But nobody can kidnap their own kid, right? But they know what word to use to get the authorities' attention. Kidnapping, missing, and yes, it got their attention. It did get their attention. So they called me and I explained to them and they let it go, as you saw in the video. Now guess what? CPS just showed up in my house. I'm sure some of you don't know what CPS is. Those who know, they know. Those who don't know, this is what it is. CPS is Child Protective Services. CPS only shows up to your door when they think a child is in danger. They showed up to my door telling me that according to my ex, my children are in danger. So they called me, they saw the kids. Obviously, there was nothing happening, but he's trying to create a scene or a drama in order to get away, to get the kids for herself. I've already told you that I don't want no drama. And I'm doing this video because I know people have been asking me or be telling me that, hey, everyone, do not be putting your family stuff on Facebook or in the social media. Yes, I did that on a purpose because I don't want to end up like her dad. Now, you're going to ask me what happened with her dad. Let me tell you a very short history about what happened. When they were kids, their mom took them away from the house while the dad was at work. They took them away from Lagos to Abuja. Until they were grown-ups, they never knew anything about their dad because their mom refused to let them know who their dad was. All he kept saying was that their dad doesn't want to see them. As I'm speaking to you now, my ex-wife does not like the dad in any way. She hates him to death. All because she was brainwashed by the mom. I don't want the same thing to happen to me again. And that's why I'm doing this video. So that in case I'm no more and my kids grow up and they've brainstormed them, telling them that their dad doesn't love them, then this video will be an evidence that I'm doing everything possible to be in their life, but their mom doesn't want me to. And I can't force it. This is a country where if a woman says something, they might believe that woman more than. Even if nothing is true. If they find some truth of what she's saying, that woman can ruin your life. I don't want my kid to go through trauma. I don't want my kid to go through, going through court issue. No. I want my kid to have a normal life. Because as much as he's trying to get hold of these kids and take up themselves without me getting involved, she doesn't know that she's hurting them and not me. And I don't want the same thing to happen. That's why I'm doing this video. Purposely doing this video for that reason. Because when it happened and the mom did that, all they know is that their dad doesn't want to be in their life or they want to be part of their life. And that's what happened. You're going to say, well, this is a family issue, so I don't really like to talk so much about it. Why am I saying this? Because even during our marriage, they told me that the dad doesn't want to attend, the dad doesn't want to come at all because he was not informed earlier. Later on, I found out that the dad didn't even know that we were even getting married. It was her brother who stood in as the dad Meanwhile, the dad was still alive. But her brother stood in because they refused to let the dad know that she, Taiwo, is getting married. Let's put this aside. That's a family issue, so I don't want to go so much into it. But I know that she's doing the same thing to these kids. The last time when I had the kids, they told me that mommy said you don't love us. Mommy said you don't want to come and see us. The same brainwashing, she's been washing my little kids too. And that's why I'm doing this video, so that if they grow up and I don't happen to be around, they will know that surely daddy loves them, but mommy didn't want them to be with them. We have our differences. During the marriage, we have our differences. Yes, I did cheated during the marriage. I'm admitting to that. But guess what happened? She also did more than what I even did. I'm not saying I was wrong. I'm not saying I was right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. All I'm saying is that we equally match each other boots by boots, if not even more boots. Because during our marriage, she was going out with different men, even including the former commissioner of North Dakota, Anthony Garrick. If anybody knows the former commissioner of North Dakota, Fargo, they should go and ask him. His name is Tony Garrick. Tony Garrick. I know some of you know him. You should go and ask him if she was not sleeping with Taiwo Atu Davis while she was married. She was married and she was still sleeping with this man. Besides Tony Garrick, she was